Enlarge. In order to enlarge my vocabulary, I decided to memorize all the words in the dictionary in 1 year.
Enormous. Enormous amounts of money were spent on the large project.
Eventual. Our eventual aim is to build a multinational company, but for now we are concentrating on Taiwan.
Evident. It was quite evident that Sam didn't trust Mary when he wouldn't tell her the secret.
Existence. Do you believe in the existence of ghosts? In existence. The largest animal in existence is the blue whale. Come into existence. Some people claim the universe came into existence with the Big Bang.
Expansion. The rapid expansion of the company has caused some financial problems.
Explode. The bomb exploded and hundreds of people were injured.
Expose. In some Muslim countries, women are forbidden to expose their faces in public. The politician's sex scandal was exposed by a magazine. Exposure. Prolonged exposure to the sun may cause skin cancer. The exposure of the secret seriously damaged her reputation. The correct exposure is needed to take a good photograph.
Extend. This freeway will be extended hundreds of kilometers. The river extends for miles. After Mr. Lee's third child was born, he decided to extend his house.
Extreme. Samuel worships Hitler and is very extreme in his political views. Ellen goes from one extreme to the other, very happy to very sad. Go to extremes. Some say the war in Iraq was an example of a president going to extremes. In the extreme. The journey through the mountains will be dangerous in the extreme.
Fade. The music gradually faded away until there was silence. Fade in. The music faded in when the two characters started to fight. Fade out. The lights faded out at the end of the performance.
Fairly. Scott not only is a good pianist, but also plays the violin fairly well. The man should be treated fairly, even though he is disabled.
Fake. I always give a fake laugh just to be polite if I don't understand a joke. They cheated you. That LV bag is a fake. The man broke the law by faking famous paintings and then selling them.
Familiar. The girl looks familiar, but I can't remember her name. Somebody be familiar with something. I am familiar with this neighborhood. Our destination is close. Something be familiar to somebody. The music is familiar to me, as my roommate used to play it all the time.
Fantastic. You lost 3 kilograms in 3 weeks. Fantastic. Toby has some fantastic idea that I've been spying on him. What nonsense.
Fasten. Don't forget to fasten your seat belt properly when you drive.
Fatal. 5 people were killed in the fatal accident. William made the fatal mistake of cheating on his wife.
Fertile. The land is so fertile that they can have 3 harvests a year.
Fierce. They had a fierce argument over the right way to raise their child. Don't get close to that garden. There's a fierce dog inside.
Flexible. We need a foreign policy that is more flexible. The metal became flexible under the high heat.
Float. Your toy boat looks very fancy, but are you sure it will float?
Flunk. I heard that the professor flunked half the class, so those students will have to take a makeup course.
Fold. Please fold the napkins in half and lay them on the table. The paper tore easily along the fold.
Freeze. Our pond freezes over every winter. Without my big jacket, I nearly froze to death. Make somebody's blood freeze. Walking by the haunted house made my blood freeze.
Functional. The radio was still functional even after being dropped on the ground. Is this handle functional or merely decorative?
Fundamental. One of the fundamental principles of the law is that people are innocent until proven guilty. The fundamental cause of Simon's success was hard work.
Genuine. The art dealer could tell that the painting was genuine.
Gigantic. The sun is like a gigantic ball of fire.
Glorious. It was a glorious day for humankind when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. I have never seen such a glorious sunset in my life. It is so beautiful.
Glow. Look, there are some fireflies glowing over the river. There is always a kind glow in a mother's smile.
Grave. The situation in the Middle East poses a grave threat to world peace. Everybody looked grave after hearing the terrible news. Norman visits his mother's grave every year on her birthday. Dig one's own grave. Firing your best workers is really digging your own grave.
Greasy. My hands were very greasy after eating the fried chicken.
Halt. Elaine halted the car at the corner to wait for her friend. The general commanded a halt at noon. Come to a halt. Production has come to a halt owing to a lack of raw materials.
Handy. Joseph found a handy spot to park his scooter. Alan is handy at fixing things. Everyone gives him their broken appliances to work on. Come in handy. Don't throw that plastic bag away. It may come in handy later.
Harden. Make sure that you give the clay enough time to dry and harden. Harden one's heart. Bad dating experiences have hardened her heart against men. Hardship. They had been through a lot of hardships before they became successful.
Haste. In his haste to leave the room, Ben tripped over a toy. In haste. The firefighters ran in haste to rescue the girl from the burning building. Hasten. Warm weather and showers hastened the growth of the plants. I hastened home to tell my family the good news. Hasty. We had a hasty meal because we had a train to catch. If you do your homework in a hasty way, you'll never get good grades.
Hesitate. Ned did not hesitate to ask Ella out on a date once he knew she liked him.